Last semester, we learned about incivility in nursing and bullying, how nurses eat their young, and expressions like button up buttercup and welcome to the real world. This isn't nursing school. Well, welcome to the real world where you make the difference. Hi, I'm Teresa Channer and welcome to my TED Talk, Teresa's Educational Discussion. I am currently at the tail end of a 3-semester program at Vance Granville Community College in Henderson, North Carolina. The program is a transition program for LPNs wanting to get their associate's degree in nursing. In May 2017, I will have graduated with an Associate's of Applied Science in Nursing. As we make that transition from LPN to RN, what I'd like to talk about today are topics of nurse orientation, mentorship, and socialization. Whatever role you are currently working in as the LPN, be it medical hospital, psychiatric facilities, clinics, or nursing homes, the one thing that we all have in common is that at some point as we enter the role of the RN, we will all go through the process of an orientation. And with that orientation, some will be assigned a mentor. We'll also, throughout our nursing careers, participate in some sort of socialization. According to Pearson's Volume 2, 2nd edition, orientation is defined as a structured program of activities geared toward helping new employees adapt and be successful in their new workplace. A good and effective orientation will mean the difference between a successful new graduate that dedicates him or herself to her new employer because he or she feels valued and empowered, or a new graduate or seasoned nurse leaving the facility or even the entire profession. Studies show that some 28% of nurses do in fact leave the profession within the first year. Evidence-based practice suggests that every facility has its own needs and culture, so assessing the effectiveness of a newly hired nurse should be a priority. The ideal orientation should have clear outlined expectations with policies that are evidence-based. It should be structured and organized. It should have proper training of facility medical equipment. It should have proper training of electronic charting systems, checklists with accountability, and lastly, but equally as important, it should have supportive peers and preceptorship. There is also accountability on the part of the new nurse orientee to be assertive in their own learning and forthcoming regarding anything they don't understand. It's also important to note that no new nurse should ever take on a task or an assignment that they have not been properly trained in or that is beyond their scope of practice. The institution's goal should always be for that new nurse to succeed. Another way to ensure successful transitioning into RN is to provide a mentor. Mentorship is described as a mutually decided relationship between a newly hired nurse and a nurse that has volunteered to support, guide, and be a role model to a new nurse. It is where the novice nurse and the expert come together. A person that chooses to mentor has to have a very unique and special personality. They should have a desire to teach and want to share the knowledge they have accumulated over time. The mentor teaches skills, but also leads by example. The mentoree, however, is responsible for being open to learning. He or she is accountable for his or her own personal growth by being teachable, observant, and a listener. A mentoring relationship should have a lasting impact that we hope inspires the mentoree to in turn mentor others. Lastly, socialization develops personal and professional growth and is defined as a process that helps individuals learn roles in the workplace and aids in establishing meaningful team-building skills. Evidence-based practice suggests that socialization can decrease stress in the workplace through effective communication and break down barriers that often exist in a competitive and intimidating environment for a novice nurse. In conclusion, the bridge of these 3 topics would paint a picture of a nursing profession that, through effective nurse orientation, an increase in mentoring programs, and through socialization, can narrow the gap between the nurse that decides that the profession is too brutal, or a nurse of generation of nurses that band together, support each other, and welcomes new nurses. Thank you very much.